Call a meeting to order, roll call. Dixon,
Yes.
Holder,
Yes.
Poe, yes.
Okay. Approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
I would make a motion to approve then.
Second.
Dixon,
Yes.
Holder,
Yes.
yes.
Finance report, Todd. Anything that we need to be aware of, enlightened about, or?
Pretty lackluster.
Yes. I did get an email from Sonia on our rail card. No, wait, that was on Venture.
Venture, or she
Venture.
sent them a
Okay,
reminder.
okay.
Mhm.
And is that a monthly deal,
That's an
Cheryl?
annual.
Annual payment.
Annual payment,
Mhm.
okay. All righty. Any member have anything else they'd like to visit about on this?
Don't think so. Pretty straightforward. I'll make a motion to approve the financials.
I'll second.
Dixon,
Yes.
Holder,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Then, okay, gentlemen, number 5 is still talking about contracting other auditors to perform audit for fiscal year. No, Alan talked to Jana Walker. I actually ran into her that same day in Woodward.
Okay.
And, that we didn't get into any real discussion about it. What's the board's wishes there? Because,
Well, the last I knew on that, she had requested the previous audit, and I think had been sent that from Sonia.
okay,
And then I don't know if Sonia received a quote back. She was gonna quote her, and do you know anything about that, Jeremy?
I don't know anything on your end, but I can add that Woods County Industrial Development Authority has selected her, so she's officially our auditor.
okay. I think the only thought, which I agree with this process too, is that, I mean, we kind of consider her hometown girl because of her connections and everything to this county. And,
She lives in the county. Well, not quite.
you're right. But they're landowners in the county.
Yep.
And, I mean, it's not a big deal, but she's good, and if she's close, is that kind of your thoughts, Alan?
Yep.
We ought to use her if she's close in price.
Yep.
I don't
I
have
don't know how to
anything,
make a motion on that without knowing exactly.
well, I think we're gonna have to put it off again. I mean, I don't know. We can't just,
Right.
till we get that number. Why don't we try to get that number? Maybe she'll send it to Sonia, and we go from there. Is that okay with everybody?
So just do like a no action today and put
Yeah.
it back on
Next month?
when we know. Okay. Okay.
Well, I think that's the only rational thing to do this time. Okay, so what do we need to do? Do we need a motion on that, or?
I would just do a no action and then we'll put it back on.
I'm trying to ignore you, Todd. Any thoughts on, okay, you fine? Okay? Okay. Item number 6, any action regarding the Emblem Strategies renewal contract? We have Jill online, in case there's any questions of any board members at this time. Or does Jill have a question of the board at this time?
I think we got to give a few updates earlier on in the meeting and just continuing to pursue the matching either with the ARPA dollars or with the flex funds, and want to keep working on that. So do you guys have any questions for me?
let's see, refresh my memory on, okay, to do this grant is going to cost, I think you've already told us that, haven't you, or not?
No, that grant is already we already said that we would do a grant for you, so that's what your contract was. So we're just trying to get the funds secured through the Department of Commerce so that we can do what we said we were gonna do.
Now, Jill, at one time there was some discussion about the Department of Commerce giving a letter or something stating that these funds were available to us, could be used for match. Have they followed through with that, or is anything taking place there?
I have requested that, but they cannot give us that letter without your engineering being in place.
Okay.
So that's part of the reason that Josh is gonna be in that Durant area, he's gonna be in that Woods County area on Wednesday, and he wants to meet with you guys over your engineering. If you have a few minutes, or he'll meet directly with your engineer, because we want to keep moving, but that letter isn't of any significance unless we have the engineering.
Well, we have to have that letter, don't we?
Yes, we do.
I mean,
Because
that's the next
the
step.
Department of but basically the Department of Commerce wants the engineering.
Okay.
Well, okay, Jill, now that engineering is just for the ARPA funds that we have set up right now. We do not have the engineering for the prep funds.
Right, which is what we want to discuss, because it seems like we're leaning in the direction of using the prep funds
Right,
as the match. And so we have to go ahead and get that engineering started immediately so that we can move forward.
right. But what I'm getting at is the engineer that we're talking with, we've not, wouldn't come into play necessarily on the prep funds at this moment.
If you want to use a different engineer for the prep fund engineering, then we're happy to connect you with a different engineer. But if we understood that you were wanting to lean in the direction of mirrors, is that correct?
Well, yes, for the water, and what I'm getting at, he can probably do some of the other things too, but we haven't went that direction yet with him.
Okay.
But the problem is that I see on the prep funds, if we use those for match, and it's gotta have engineering on that, we don't even know what we wanna do with the prep funds.
That's right.
So how would we have an engineer?
Thank you. That's my.
That's a really good point. I was told that you guys were interested in graveling a road and then possibly doing a building.
But those are things that are broad discussions that haven't been nailed down yet.
I mean,
Right.
I see the benefit in using the prep money for your match because of the flexibility and what we can do with it versus just water. I also
Right.
see a time frame issue in using it versus the ARPA funds for the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we will continue to talk on that, and, so, I guess the board, in item 6, we have not actually renewed a contract with Emblem. So that's the discussion for item 6, so let's finish that, where we're going on that. Are you, is the board thinking a 12-month deal, or renew the same price, Jill? Where are we on that?
Yes, I think we had talked at the last meeting where Josh was with me, about doing, the next 6 months to get the grant, but, we're interested in working with Avard long-term on all their projects, and so whatever you all want to do as a retainer that's included, if you want initiatives to be highlighted other than just finishing up this grant, which I admit, is moving very slowly, partly because of ARPA and then partly because we're trying to decide how we want to use the flex funds. But I do think there are future projects that Emblem could highlight for the rail park that would be beneficial to the rail park. So whatever you want to include in that retainer, we're happy to include it.
Well, I'm trying to postpone it, but I think maybe we need to have something in writing that the board can look at. And what's your thoughts on that?
I can make sure that Josh sends over
Let's
the writing so that you guys can review.
Yes, let's do that because.
How about he sends us a potential 12-month contract that we can review?
Okay.
Say that one more time, Alan.
But
Potential
could-
what?
Could Josh send us a, proposed 12-month contract that we could review?
Absolutely. I will have it sent this week.
And how about a summary page without just all the legals? Summarize the EDA grant, because that's going to be a separate charge, and then our monthly situation, and then I understand also that if we get into the recruiting stage, which could possibly be at the tail end of this, or what that might even look like, Jill, as far as that goes.
Okay. I will get that written up for you guys to review, and we can talk about it at the next meeting. Definitely want to utilize the momentum of what we're doing with the rail park to get more people to come to the rail park. That'd be great.
Okay, Shelley, so what do we need to hear? No action?
Yeah, or we can table it and bring it back next month, whichever way.
Okay. Well, what are we doing? Let's see, how do we do the audit deal? Because we gotta bring it back.
We need to do the same thing, just table both of those for next week.
Okay.
Okay. So is that in the motion, Alan?
Sure.
Because you have to have,
Second.
you have to have that, okay.
Bixler?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay. Item 7, environmental tech, amount of $3,800 approved contract for phase 1. Okay, that's on the land deal. All right, that's phase 1 for $3,800. So we are in that process. I would suggest we go ahead. That's something that Ed started. Hired them on that property, so I would
So
say.
this is the property that we are acquiring that we're using prep funds to purchase.
Yes.
And so we do the phase 1 environmental swim baseline, basically.
Yes,
So the 3,800 would cover the 320 acres.
it's supposed to, Alan. I've not seen that yet in writing. I feel like that we probably need to approve that so we can keep that ball moving forward.
I'll make a motion that we approve that, with the condition that somebody reads it and we be sure that it's all 320 acres is,
Yeah.
unless somebody's seen the contract.
Contract is 320 acres. I can't speak for what,
The phase 1 contract.
yes,
The phase 1 needs to identify the same.
I can't believe that it wouldn't be.
My motion states that I approve if it covers that.
Okay,
Second. Bixler?
yes.
Holden? Yes.
Okay, item number 8 is the Executive Director Report, Woods County Economic Development. Jeremy, that be you.
Yeah, so, really, all that I had in discussion that relates to Avard Rail Park, aside from the Canadian people contacting us, we had no real interest. They wanted to park a whole bunch of cars as possible storage. They didn't get much further with that, so there was some contact about that, but we didn't have any reason to move forward talking to them. Everything else would be something that probably would be discussed in executive session.
Okay. All righty, thank you, Jeremy.
I can make a motion, we enter an executive session.
Okay. Second,
Dixon,
yes.
Holder,
Yes.
yes.